Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome inside the WBB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. Nick Flasher joined each and every week by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's basketball team, Coach Steveskey. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you, Nick.
2 games this past weekend, and the Virginia's first at William & Mary, a 61-53 win for your team. Double-doubles for both Ashane Duran and Angie White, and coming in for a first half of play where there's a lot of turnovers, but you're able to bounce back in the second half. What'd you like?
Well, I mean, the turnovers, right? I was definitely not very pleased in our first half of play on the road, taking care of the basketball, being a little bit too careless. So I just think that just got to be cleaned up. It's got to be cleaned up by this weekend, obviously, with the 2-game swing. So, but we did come out and have a strong third quarter. But I just think, for us to be at the best and playing on all cylinders, there's just a lot of little things that we've got to clean up right now. But I was really proud. I was proud of their third quarter attack and their, resilience in the second half.
And a big thing that I saw in the third quarter, I mean, 17-2 to begin that third quarter of play to come back and take the lead. But because Angie White was in foul trouble at the end of the first half. So she immediately comes back in, and just the connection with her and Ashane Duran was incredible. And really, William & Mary didn't have a response, and it hurt them having the fact that Abby Rendell, of course, not there.
Of course, yeah. And I mean, I think that's what we're trying to do. You want your team to play. We're pretty smart being ourselves, pushing tempo and going, but when they're not reading things like they need to be reading, obviously that's where, as a coach steps in, right? You give people a lot of freedom to grow and develop, but our interior game was the ticket for us that night, and we needed to make sure that we were getting those people involved and running the plays through them. And and having Angie playing the stellar she played, and Ashane was just it was great. And then Darius turned it on in the second half. She woke up and just really led the team. So and got the right push for them. So I was very, very proud of both of those guys. And it does hurt. We need Angie on the floor. We play better when Angie's on the floor. So but glad we got the W. It's not easy down there no matter what. And so I was proud of them.
Then fast forward to Sunday at Harrisonburg, 57-42 loss to the James Madison Dukes, but the score doesn't really indicate how close this game was, especially second and third quarter. Your team was playing some fantastic defense. Fourth quarter, just James Madison pulled away. What did you take away from this past Sunday?
Yeah, we got a couple breaking points that we even starting the fourth quarter, starting being down by 3. A lot of possessions. There were some strange turnovers at the beginning. A carry, by Jazz on that end, then a walk on our end, and boom, boom, boom. So, then the flow kind of got going, and we had some really good looks, in that tail of the third quarter, and then in that stretch in the fourth quarter, you had 3 or 4 people taking some shots that were in their wheelhouse that we fell short on, and and we just had a couple turnovers there, around that 4-minute mark there, that just. The frustration set in just a little bit there, but we handled the failures, I think, a lot better. Our mental and our body language was way better than we played them the first time. We got to make those shots. We were playing with a lot of fatigue, as you saw, both teams. I mean, we knew this. Like I told you, it was a grind game after in my post game, because it was also like that when we played them in the finals of the championship game. So I just think that we have to have a lot more resilience and to be able to grind that out. I think we got a little tougher. I think people saw themselves on film where they could push a lot harder. So I challenged them yesterday. I mean, you're young enough, you can push through this, you can push through this adversity, and we have to definitely attack them better. The opportunity if we get to play them again, another opportunity. So.
And just from the past 2 games especially, perimeter shooting was a struggling point with this team. I'm not going to say are you concerned, but what'd you pick up on from these past 2 games where it just wasn't working?
Yeah, I kind of go back. I went back to the week, I spoke with the strength coach, spoke with the trainer. We have been doing so many things on recovery, whether it's ice baths and all those kind of things, but it really comes down to, your travel schedule, right? I mean, and everybody has it. Jamie would coming off a 3-game. We had, a 7-8 hour, drive to William & Mary, and then turn back in the night, a 3.5 hour drive back, to JMU. Well, it's part of it, it's part of it. So you've got that road schedule, you've got that, we've been pretty consistent with our lifting schedule, and, we just didn't particularly have our legs, and that's really what it really came down to, and so I kind of challenged them. I said, you guys watched a lot of NBA, you guys know, their rigorous schedule. And we got to take care of our bodies a lot more. We have to give more rest. We have to make sure we're eating right, because we as a staff and as a training staff, as a strength and conditioning staff, we're doing everything for these guys. We're providing them all kinds of things for recovery and everything that we need to be doing. I think they've got to kind of take that stretch look in February boy, I might need to rest a little bit more. I might need to, make sure I'm doing what I know I need to be doing. So that was a big talk. So I think that was a lot of it. I don't think we need to go back and, teach them balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. I mean, they know how to shoot the basketball. It's all these other variables, whether it's travel, whether it's, competition. You played a tough game on Friday, JMU, 58, 59, 55 at Drexel on Friday. People played 38, 39 minutes. It's just what it's going to be now, right? So, only the strong survive, so we got to be the ones that's strong and surviving.
And just we still have about less than a month left in the season. 5 games left. Two of the teams will be facing are teams that you're in complete contention with. I
Right.
mean, from 2 to 5, there's little room for error right now. So, with this home stretch coming up, what's been the message to the team to get ready for an important month?
Well, 2 things obviously this week has just been recovery right now, kind of getting everybody healed, everybody back. Today is just going to be just about us executing when we need to execute, and and taking care of the basketball thing comes from the discipline of not trying this, not being too loose. You give somebody a lot of freedom, but yet you've got to be able to, make better decisions. Have 2 point guards on the floor, so we got to do better. They need to control the game a lot more. Wilmington plays everybody tough. You can't look at anybody's record in here. The same way with the guys with Towson, right? Doesn't matter what you did the first time, and you're playing them again, and then we go to Delaware, which is the, infamous going to Delaware. So let's handle Friday first, and then we'll be ready for Sunday. But biggest thing is getting our legs back underneath us, getting our recovery right, and be ready to go.
Well, let's bring up that next game against UNCW on Friday back at the MAC. Last time you faced this team down at Wilmington, 68-64 win, but a lot of that, what made it close, was especially a rough first half and a lot of mistakes made on your team's side of the court and forcing your own turnovers. So what do you take away from that one to get ready for?
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty. And watching their games here, even their last game with Drexel, wasn't really pretty. They do a good job of disrupting, is a way to describe that. They disrupt. They play different defensive sets. They we didn't play good. There was 4,800,000 screaming fans in that, and we kind of got sucked up in the moment, I think, a little bit. And Darius willed a win for us there, and Sandra played great minutes. So, it is what it is. That was that one. This one's here. Now expect, some of the same. They're going to be disruptive. They're going to do all that kind of stuff. But containing them in transition, really trying to get our inside game inside out. I know they're going to be trying to do all kinds of things with Ashane. She did a great job down there. But we have other weapons as well, too. So we're going to utilize everybody in that respect. But we do like Nay. We do like Ashane. Definitely... Like when she's involved in the offense, it does a great job. So just better play out of Angie. She didn't play well, so I think she's knows that, is very aware of that. So just ready to contend with them again on Friday night, and let's go.
She's the head coach of the Hofstra Pride Women's Basketball Team. Coach Steveskey, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You've been watching the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.